Gonna do a walk around update on Dad's truck. We got a lot of work done to it this week, mostly cosmetic. So I'm just gonna walk you through a couple things that we did. And then I think we're gonna get into working on our Great Dane trailer again. We replaced his grill, and this one had 3 grill bars in. We went ahead and put 7 in to match the roof. I think that you should always have the same amount of grill bars as lights. Installed the 12 gauge mirror brackets and put a watermelon light out here on this end cap here. I'm not too sure if I like this bracket. It kind of looks like an afterthought, kind of cheesy. Might replace that someday. I did have 2 people ask me if these shake. I have no clue, but he's leaving in about 20 minutes and we'll find out then. It did have 2 CB antennas previously on the mirrors. We left them off. It looks a little cleaner. I installed it on the back, which in my opinion, I think it looks a little bit cleaner. And you can get this antenna bracket at RistlerBuiltLLC.com. We make these brackets, they're pretty slick. We installed 3 watermelon lights on his breather panels here. It had a bar light on here. We really didn't like the look. I honestly slapped it on because I had, when we originally built this truck, it was gonna be built to sell. So we just slapped on a couple lights that I had sitting on the shelf. Now that Dad's been driving it for a while, I think he's gonna continue driving it. Might as well make it look right. Watermelon lights on the corners. And then last night while I was installing the watermelon lights, I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, his engine mounts were completely shot. So I quickly changed those out. Here's how the mirror brackets look, sitting at about eye level. I think they're gonna work a lot better. On the 389, you can slide the top of your mirror out as far as you can and push the bottom in as far as you can. And it still doesn't angle down enough, so it's always a pain. It's just been an ongoing problem. These ones here are a little bit slanted a little better, so as you can see, I'm at eye level right now with my iPhone to my face. And you can actually see the fender out of your mirror, so I think this is gonna be really nice. While I'm in here, I might as well talk about the headliner I'm building. I'm building a headliner that is gonna replace all of this stuff because we have a couple of trucks that we wanna take the sun visors off of, because why do you need one of those when you got this big thing? Other than to store pens. So we wanna get rid of those, and then you have these stupid holes left over that you gotta either plug or it just looks dumb. So I'm gonna build a flush mount thing that goes in here, and it'll just be nice and clean all the way across. It's gonna cover up the factory light, but that's okay because it's gonna go up to here because we're gonna tap into our wire harness, and we're probably gonna put a couple watermelon lights up there on a toggle switch off of that wire harness. So that's something I'm working on right now that I hope I have done in a couple days to weeks to months. My projects for myself always go a little longer than I want. Just got some primer laid down on these beauty panels. Those are gonna go underneath here. They kind of match that angle iron right there, or I mean gusset, whatever you're gonna call it. And they go like that, and they drop down about a 1/4 inch lower than that. And that's gonna go all along the slider to hide that ugly slider. And then we'll also have the option to mount lights to it for underglow shining out. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna get those painted up, maybe get them mounted today. And they'll go all the way forward to hide all of that. And then I'm gonna go across the front to cap it off, so it's gonna all look clean and closed in down here. And if all goes good, we're gonna have the wire harness ran on the bottom rail for all the extra lights, and maybe paint the bottom rails yet today. So I'm gonna get busy for a while, then update you guys at the end of the day. Got the panels painted. Got them out of the booth. We have the Kenworth here, and it is time to do the radiator change. And Zach is in here getting the trailer all wrapped up and getting ready to paint. So it looks like I'll be working on draining this thing down, getting all the tubes and hose moved out of the way, flipped up. Try and get this job wrapped up fairly quickly. It's like 2:30 now, and I know we all want to quit at 5, so I'm gonna have to get I gotta get to work. Here it is. It's 550 up. It's normal. Alright, we got the fork hooked up, and now we're just gonna use the old come along, and we're gonna just jack this thing right up out of here. Can you go get me an extension for this?
No.
You can stop videoing. And there it is, new radiator installed. I left it run for like half an hour, left it gurgled down some. So all I have left to do is top it off one more time, and I'm gonna leave it parked here overnight to make sure there's no leaks or anything. I'll wash the shop floor down, wash the engine, so if there's any seeps anywhere, I will find it. I don't see any yet though, and I got it up to temperature, so if there was any, I would think that would already happen, but you can never be too cautious. Let's talk about the Freightliner. I'm not gonna edit out that I accidentally called this International Freightliner, so from here out, we're gonna refer to this as the Freightliner cabover build. So let's just go with that, guys. This was brought here from California State. I know, right? Came from California State to the little town of California, Missouri. It's actually really clean, like all vehicles out of California. I mean, I have done trucks that aren't even 5 years old that look worse than this. Now I do know that you know, the frames, even on like early 90s Peterbilts on back, the frame metal is just so much better. Like you can restore like a 92 frame and it'll be in far better shape than something from 05, 06. Those things are just junk. But this thing is super clean, factory air ride. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna strip this down, repaint the frame, probably put some aluminum tanks on here polished out, probably put dual stacks on it. I doubt they want to keep just a single stack. Maybe they do. I don't know how original they want to keep it. I do know they want us to go through pretty much the whole thing and do a restore on it. And they do want it repainted white. So that's kind of my base. Black frame, aluminum tanks, white cab, fix everything in between. And these cabovers are actually really easy to work on until you run into stuff that's broken that you just can't get anymore or mangled, like the grills. The grills are always the hardest part, but this grill is like in mint shape, and I'm not going to do any beauty shots today because this video wasn't about this, and we're not starting this build for a couple more weeks. So I'll do all the beauty shots and everything of that then. Maybe I'll go park it out in the field and put some trees up through the frame or something. Make it a garage find, a barn find, field find, and like make a whole series of will it start. That sounds like a great idea for YouTube. But just mint condition. I mean, my goodness. I don't know how many miles are on it, probably a lot. This is gonna be fun, so you definitely want to subscribe if you want to see this Freightliner build. It's gonna be beautiful, but not today, and not tomorrow. Probably in like 2-3 weeks from now. And just like that, the top rail is done. I'm gonna go around, pull all this plastic off, pull all the tape off, show you guys the paint job, maybe talk about it a little bit, and then move on to the next thing. Because that's what this whole entire video is about, just moving on, getting things out. My last couple of videos, I've literally talked about so much stuff, didn't really show much stuff. You guys, I'm failing you, I know. Let's get this. Okay, well, it's really hard in a paint booth to show you guys the entire trailer with all the rails, paint and everything, all that good stuff. But I think you can get a pretty good idea. I think it turned out really good. I'm really happy with this. We already have the lights installed and all the wire harness ran for the bottom lights. And then we already got the wire harness ran for the underglow, which I'll turn out the lights now in here so you guys can see the underglow. So here's the underglow. I believe we're gonna have 8 glass watermelons under here. Yeah, 8. I had to quickly remember what we did. We got 4 on each side, which I believe is about the right amount. If you put too many of these together, they all kind of bleed together and it kind of gets, you lose the effect. So I think it's gonna look really good, especially after we get the, I believe it's a 12.5 foot spread back under here, because this light here is gonna be directly in between the 2 axles. So it's all gonna just really go together good. And I'll go ahead and light up the side lights on this side. They're not fully wired in, so not all the lights are gonna come on, but at least I can get this one rail working for you guys tonight. Let's see. That seems a little dangerous. There we go. Perfect. Let me turn off these lights. Wrong switch. There we go. More than enough lights, my goodness. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And then the underglow will obviously be ran on a separate switch, so we'll be able to turn those off and just run the side lights when we're going down the highway. Boy, that just puts a defining line. I don't know why I'm even pointing that out. It just is really neat. It's gonna be really cool. I mean, this is bright. And if you think about it, this is only half the lights because we have that exact same amount on the top rail. They're just not hooked up yet. All the wire harness is ran. It's all tapped into the factory wire harness. We just have to plug the lights in and put them in the holes. So that's gonna be nothing. We'll get those all put in tomorrow, and probably my next video, I'll have all the lights completely finished and do a walk around of all that and probably be working on the bogey. So that's something to look forward to there. Anyways, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let me know if that's too many lights, not enough lights. There's just a lot of lights. Leave a comment down below how many lights are down this side rail. My goodness. And now I'm gonna insert a video of my overhead console that I'm working on. Now keep in mind, this is only my second one I'm trying to fit. The first one was an absolute fail. It didn't work quite right. So this is the second try, and I think I got really good, really close off of, we have an old cab, but the upholstery is kind of wonky, so I wasn't able to 100% match it up right. So I built it to the best I could, and then when Dad's truck got back into the shop, I test fitted it in that one because all the upholstery is fresh and clean. And it was a little off, so I'm gonna make some minor adjustments and hopefully build 2 of them, because we have 2 flat top 389s. Throw them in those ones, make sure they work, make sure there's no squeaks, make sure everything runs good, make sure our drivers even like them. And then probably, I don't know. Leave a comment if it's something that you guys would even want to buy. I don't know. Maybe I'll sell some. I'll be honest. I would sell the whole overhead kit, vinyl front, painted bottom, probably for about the same price as the stupid twin watermelon lights that you put up there. I think they're like $800 for the set. And that's just for watermelon lights that go in your factory light spot. I mean, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. You probably can't even see my face because it's too dark in here. So anyways, enjoy the clip of the overhead console. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.